Senator, I would have a question. You talked about the debt ceiling in there. The president just the other night talked about if funding doesn't come through to build the wall, he's willing to not raise the debt ceiling. I know you don't want to raise it either, but how do you balance that with the money that would it take to build a wall?
Absolutely. I think we need to have those discussions and figure out what funding is available to build the wall. Where is that funding going to come from? There has been some identified out there. But it's all we have to sit down and have discussions. And you can tell that we're on recess, state work period right now. So we're not in Washington, D.C. having these really serious discussions about where we're going with the debt ceiling, where we're going with the health insurance bill, where we're going with infrastructure, tax reform. I can name budget bills, our appropriations bills. We really need to get to work. We need to sit down and we need to work through a lot of these situations. And we're not able to do that when we keep being released and pushed back to our home states, which I love being here in the state of Iowa, but I had asked Leader McConnell to cancel this state work period because we have so many things we need to get done. And if we're not able to have these discussions, we're not going to get them done.
Speaking of the president, he had called out Jeff Flake and John McCain in a speech in Phoenix the other day, and I just wanted to know, some pretty strong words. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I hate that the president feels that he has to do that. I think that we do need to find a path forward, and the president's very upset, I'm sure, about what happened with the health insurance bill. I am upset about that too, but I am committed to finding a way forward, because Iowans depend on that. So I can't speak for the president, understand his entire motivation, but I do know that we have to find a way forward, and we need to bring the party together rather than divide the party.
What has to change with that health insurance law to make it have a better chance at success after the recess?
Well, I think one step forward, what we see happening now is that the Health, Education, Labor, and Pension Committee will be holding committee meetings on finding a way forward. They'll bring in all kinds of stakeholders, whether it's physicians, patients, health insurance industry, maybe pharmaceutical companies. We'll see, who they're bringing in for those discussions. But it will be bipartisan, and we'll make sure that everybody has a chance at input on what would be right for their state. I intend to share my voice in those discussions as well as we work forward. But we know that we have to have stability out there for the insurance companies, but we also need to make sure that we're focusing on patients and affordability of insurance. We haven't seen that through the Obamacare.